Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Life Beyond Narcissism with your favorite coach, Nessa. Such an amazing time, such amazing night to see you guys. Really appreciate y'all coming in. If it's the first time on the channel, welcome to my channel. And if you're a returning member, right? Thank you so much for being a supporter, and I can't tell you how much more I appreciate you so much for continuously supporting your girl. Love it. On this channel, we talk about narcissism, where we help you to understand narcissistic relationship, unhealthy relationship, going through devastation, being love bombed, gaslit, the whole 9 yards. Just really help you to get an understanding to spot a narcissist, learn how to navigate them, and figure out ways how you can actually overcome it or stay in it if you want to, but at least learn how to manage with a narcissist. Sometimes you might be walking on eggshells, and there's other times where you can't even walk at all. But needless to say, not to scare you, we talk about everything narcissistic and unhealthy relationship, toxic relationship, and teach you healthy habits, how to have a successful relationship. And yeah, welcome. Well, tonight's topic, I wanted to talk about story time. I just wanted to do story time tonight. That's really where the focus is. It's story time. Let's get into that. Let's share a little bit about some narcissistic story, how they start with this whole love bombing stuff. That's what I really want to focus tonight on, is the love bombing and how they get you started, how they get you hooked onto stuff, and some of the things that they do in the beginning of the relationship that makes you think like, what was I doing to miss this? Like, how did I possibly miss this and not recognize that I was with a narcissistic person? So that's what I wanted to talk about tonight, is in those early stages when you just get with the narcissistic person and they start to give you all that love bombing foolery. That's what I want to talk about tonight, is the love bombing nonsense, the love bombing foolery, and some of the things to look out for. Like in the beginning of the relationship, what is it that they do? We have a special guest tonight that's going to be coming on to share some of her experience with a narcissist and what that looks like. So I know she's having some technical difficulties. I'm going to try to see if I can get her on properly. Just hang tight for a couple of minutes because she's having a little bit of technical difficulties. And thank you guys so much for tapping the screen. Not necessarily tapping the screen. I'm thinking about different platforms. Pardon with me, okay? But thank you guys so much for hitting the like button. As soon as you come in, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed to this channel as yet, do not hesitate, okay? Do not hesitate, so you can catch when I go live every Tuesday nights and Saturday nights at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. at that. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm just waiting for her to come on so she can so she can hop right in and start telling us some of her story time, because she's known on many of these platforms. She has a podcast for herself as well. And I just want her to do the talking. You know, like, I don't want to fill in the blank. I don't want to kind of tell her stuff. Let me see. Let me see if she could try to come on again. Okay. I'm going to see if she's able to come back on again. I just sent her a message to see if she's able to come on, because I know she has a lot to share, story time stuff about love bombing, because you guys hear my stories all the time. Not all of them, because I have quite a bit of stories, but I wanted her to come on and share her story about her love bombing experiences, so you'll be able to see other people's experience, and then over time you get comfortable to want to come on and share your own experience as well too. So I'm just kind of giving her a couple of minutes. Y'all bear with me. Sorry. Thank y'all for your patience with me tonight. Y'all know, as I'm getting this all together, working through it, we're getting this together. Hey, Danielle. Hey, girl. How are you? Nice to see you, Danielle. Thank you for coming through tonight, sis. I appreciate you. And you know I make sure I show up, especially because I know you be coming through and showing your girl some love. So you know I make sure I don't have no excuses. None, because I know, you're gonna come through and support your girl. So I make sure that I'm here tonight to give you all my attention and my time, at least for an hour, right? Tonight's topic, as you can see, is love bombing. In the beginning stages of any relationship, that's really what the narcissists normally do. Love bombing. They make you feel good. They give you the attention. They give you the time. And, for them, that's how they get you hooked in. That's how they get you reeled in. It's through the love bombing stages. So I wanted to give some little story time tonight about the love bombing. Absolutely. I enjoy doing this. So all these technical difficulties, I'm hoping that we get through it by Saturday. So I'm trying to figure out as much as I can so we could get through this, because all this technical difficulty stuff, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if she's gonna be able to. Oh man. I don't know, because now she's looking to get the link from my YouTube channel to come on, but I don't know if she'll be able to come on as a guest through the YouTube. I don't think so at all. Oh, that's not going to be so much fun. I think I'm probably going to have to reschedule her to come back on Saturday while we work through her audio stuff that's going on, because she's able to come up in the chat and I can show you guys her, but her audio, she's not able to come on with her audio. And I know she had some good juicy stories. I was talking to this narcissist, right? I didn't know he was a narcissist at first. And it was actually on her show that I met the narcissist. So it would have been really good for her to come on and be able to share her experience and even kind of co-sign some of my stories that I tell you guys at time about some of my experience. This particular night, I was on her show in her panel having a discussion, and that's where I had met this narcissist, but I did not know that he was a narcissist. But I noticed, like, everything that I would say, he would say like the same thing. So he was like in sync. I'll talk to y'all about stuff like this, right? Where they just mirror you and it just seems so in sync. Like, oh, you're taking the words out of my mouth. I remember that was something that I said to him, like, oh, you're just taking all the words out my mouth and stuff like that. And it just felt so like, oh, this is cool. But to pay attention to it. And it didn't feel like anything was being rushed. So I would be there talking with him back and forth and stuff. And we talked for a little while. He was sending me a text message here or there. And this was actually through TikTok. That's where he was messaging me back and forth for a little while. Then after maybe about a week going into 2 weeks, then he asked for my phone number, asked if it was okay to call me, being so polite, asking polite questions. Was it okay to call? And just being like a gentleman, and I gave him the contact information to reach me. And he messaged first. And then I had to ask him a question and he wanted to talk to me over the phone to answer the question. So he said, this question that you're asking me, I would prefer to talk to you over the phone to tell you. So I thought I was kind of, respectful. I didn't think anything of it, but these are all signs of love bombing, okay? They have to charm you because they don't know as yet if you're going to be okay with anything. So they got to come in with the charm, the respectful, the gentleman thing to do, to ask questions first to see how you respond to it. So I thought I was very polite of him to ask these questions. But then he started to, after I'm getting to know him, he started to tell me about his experience with his lady or baby mother, basically. Okay, let's call it for what it is, with his baby mother. And I was like, oh, wow. And because he has a child that was at the time was probably about 3 years old. To me, that's kind of alarming. I'm not going to knock anyone for their children and stuff like that. But I feel like under 5 years old, they're so tiny, they're so small, and there's a lot of involvement going on at that time. So I was just kind of listening, just kind of see what's going on. But they were in separate states. So I didn't think anything of it, like really far, separate states. And from what he was telling me, he was painting her to be the narcissist. Hey, Lolo. That's my sis in the comments, y'all. She was trying to come up. I don't know. Her audio was giving her stuff. Girl, now you making me do the story time on my story stuff, girl. You know, listen, I know you've been telling me to share the story. That's Danielle, my day one. Just, you know, Danielle, this is Lolo, this is sis. You know, we're family here. We're one family. Lolo, no, I never shared this story. She knows I've never shared this story about this guy. Okay, she knows. She could tell it because she's been asking, like, why haven't you shared it yet? Why haven't you talked about it? Well, her technical difficulties kind of put me in a position to talk about it. So, hey, I don't know if I'm going to need a part two, but I'll give you what I can tonight. Okay. So he was talking about his baby mother. Thank you guys for liking the videos and stuff like that. I do see that the likes are going up. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much for liking. And he was telling me that his baby mother was a narc, basically. And he started to side with me, like, yeah, these narcs are terrible, you know. They're wicked, and how many things the baby mother did to him, and don't want him to spend no time with his child. I know these things are not 100% true, right? Because I would always say stuff like, so what are you doing to be a part of your child's life? So, because it doesn't matter what the mom is doing, you have to play your role. Hey, Inner. I feel like sharing is healing. However, I haven't gotten to, you haven't been so brave as yet. Welcome, Inner. I've never seen you before. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. We're family here where we talk about narcissism and make it comfortable to talk about it and heal from it. And I share my stories, and I'm getting back into the habit of bringing on guests because I used to do that before, but we normally do this one-on-one because sometimes I got to get into the healing of things and I got to get some messages across. Okay. I listen. And once you get to know me, you'll be more comfortable when people come on because you know how raw and authentic I am. So, you know, I don't bring no foolery onto my show or anything like that. Okay. Absolutely not. So welcome to the family. You're a part of the family now. So welcome. Super happy you're here. Don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel and also like the video. So he was telling me how much she's a narc, basically that this is what really kind of made me believe him. And hear me out. We know how good the narcissists are to convince us and paint a picture so that the other person looks really bad and they look good. We know how good they are at doing stuff like this, but I don't know the man. So I have to give it time to get to know the man. So let him speak before I run to conclusion or jump to any guns, right? So I sat there and I listened. He told me that, because I was wondering, like, you're almost 40 and your daughter is 3 years old and you've been married for 15 years. Something don't sound, the math ain't mathing. You know, like, and I'm not saying you should have a child right as you get married. Like, I'm not saying as day one you should get married, but 3 and you've been married for 15 years? Somebody ain't firing or somebody ain't hatching or something is missing. And I don't know what it was. But I was listening because I wanted to hear more. And he started to tell me that she would, you know, get rid of them all the time. And by her, you know, getting rid of them all the time, it would make him feel insecure about himself. This is believable, y'all. This is very believable. Whether it's the truth or not, this was believable. And I kind of believe it when I'm thinking about the age and the this. And, you know, like it seemed right. Because, I mean, for so long. But anyway, that was the story he gave me about them. That, you know, she would get rid of them all the time. And finally, now when he was ready to leave and get out of the relationship, that's when she showed up now saying that she's pregnant, wanting to keep him there and blah, 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 blah. And things got really ugly. And she had a hit out on him and blah, blah. Listen, the story got really deep. Low, I ain't never even talk. Sis, I ain't even talk about this, okay? But that's how much, you know, he was telling me about the experience that he went through. But here's what the thing that I did as an empath, you know, and I think most of us would do it too. We empathize with people so much that we could put ourselves in their shoes and we start to feel for them and we empathize with them. And that's exactly what the narcissists want. They want that empathy. They see that you bought the story and that you believe it. That's all they want. Whether it's the truth or lies, the simple fact that you bought the story, that's all they want is your buy-in. Once they get your buy-in, they can start to come with more pity stories and start to beg for your attention and for you to start doing things. So now they can manipulate you even more because they see how you're believing this, and now it's giving them an opportunity to start doing more things to you. And that was the start of the mess with this young man. And he was on a mission. So he started off like that. He came and visit for my birthday. So this is the part of the love bombing, y'all. Okay. The attention on the phone, calling, checking to see how I'm doing, little compliments here, like my accent, the way how I do things, like the compliments were there. They were not overbearing though, but they were there. He decided that he wanted to come and visit me for my birthday. So, this was February last year that I had met him. And then around March was my birthday. So he wanted to come and visit me a month later for my birthday, which he did. Let me see. Thanks, Echoes. I appreciate you. Don't forget to smash that like button. All right. Okay. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you. So he wanted to come and visit me for my birthday, which I thought I was very nice. But he did something. He asked me if I could pay for the ticket for him and he'll cash out me back the money. The ticket wasn't nothing but $200. But guys, it's not about the cost of the ticket. It's the fact that I accepted to do it. Okay. Those were all tests. And of course I failed the test. Okay. Of course I failed it, but I did it. I went ahead and I purchased the ticket and I was just watching it because I'm like, okay, it's $200 or whatever. Right. So I was watching it to see if he was going to pay me back or was he going to come with some excuses, because don't even worry about showing up, But what he did was he sent me the money to pay for the ticket, to pay me back for the ticket. So he did. But these are all little, hey, Spence, what's up, King? You already know, sis, Lolo. You already know it's a breeding ground for narcissists. They watch and they scope around. So they're mixed into healing people that are healing, people that are going through stuff. Yes, they do blend in with us. But for me, and I will tell any one of my clients this, they're all around you, period. They're at your workplace. They're in your homes. They're at the supermarket. They're everywhere you go. So you cannot get rid of them. But if you learn how to navigate, and if you learn the warning signs, if you learn the cues, that's why I do this on this page, sis. It's to really provide the warning sign, the cues, the behaviors, the pattern to look out for, because what they really do, they sit around, they lurk, they study you. Even the things that I talk about, of course, they sit around and they listen to it and they study to figure out how to combat that. But if you're divinely connected and you have a relationship with God, it don't matter what they sit there and study. They can't do it for that long. And I don't care if it's one day later, dump them. I don't care. I don't care if you get caught up in it, because none of us is perfect. None of us is going to miss it. But I don't care if you get caught up in it, dump them immediately. Be strong enough. Learn as much as you can and be strong enough to walk away. I don't care how much time you think you have invested in someone. The moment you find out somebody's misusing you, mishandling you, and they're an opportunist, dump them immediately without remorse. Don't feel bad I don't care if you have to leave them on the side of the road. I don't care. They're playing with your feelings. They're playing with your emotions, and you don't have that type of energy or nothing to play with. You don't have that type of energy. So with him, he asked me for the $200 to buy the ticket. I paid for the ticket, and he did cash out me back the $200. But y'all, it looked good. So he seems Like he got integrity, because I'm assessing the man, of course, right? He seems like he got integrity and he's a man of his word. He said he was going to do something and he did it. No problem. The airport shuttle drive thing to park his car at the airport. Again, he asked me to do it. I did it. He sent me back the $44 or whatever. No problem. So these are little small transactions that he's asking me to do because he's not savvy and he haven't traveled in over 13 years. He haven't taken a plane or whatever. So I was helping the process. And I'm savvy with the computer to an extent. Don't come for me, PC, okay? Don't come for me with no PC problems, okay? I don't have a Mac, and that's okay. Don't come for me. But this was something that I was good at. Like, I'm good with like in a relationship, I'm like the secretary, the one that keeps things in order, has the organization, the structure, all of those good little things, right? So I didn't feel no kind of way helping out to do it. And especially if I'm getting to know the person, if I'm dating, of course I'm going to do it. Like, I'm not second guessing. I'm not thinking anything less of it. Okay. No problem. He came and visit. Y'all. It was a disaster. Okay. It was a disaster when he showed up. He showed up partially drunk. Yeah. But I couldn't really figure it out. But he was acting wild like a gorilla, kind of thing. Like the second, like the very first day, he was acting wild like a gorilla, wanting to get busy. And I was just blown away, like, what? And like, yes, I should have walked away. Okay, yes. Come for me. But we're being honest here, and we're talking about it, okay? We're being honest, and we're talking about it. He was operating that way. But I guess after he see how I was acting and I wasn't going to engage in that with him and just kind of, calming things down, like, hey, not going to happen or whatever, right? The very next day, he showed me the calmer side. But we know this is what they do. They get you on a level to give them another chance. And that's the problem, that I gave him a chance. It wasn't like a full-blown no immediately, but I knew it didn't feel right in my stomach. And when we went out on my birthday, because he took me out this very next day on my birthday, he was drinking. And the way how he was just drinking down the Heineken and just drinking. And yep, that's tested. And let's talk about it. Like, don't be ashamed about it. Don't be embarrassed that you got played, you got tested, somebody run game on you or try to use you. Like, be okay with it, because now you won't go into that situation another time. Like, you've learned your lesson, you understand it. So a hard no when you see it. Like, no is no. No is a whole sentence. So you don't worry about that anymore, right? And that was something that when we went out, I noticed he was just like taking the shots, because he liked to drink the Crown Apple, and he's like drunk. And I was just like, I was kind of nervous, kind of disgusted, kind of nervous, like, ew. And he was like embarrassing me and staggering. And then when I asked him about like, can we just go? Like, I was so embarrassed. I wanted to go. It was just like, can we? Because we went to like a concert or some event or whatever. And I was like, can we just go? And he was like, oh, you're embarrassing me. You think I'm drunk or something? I just have an issue underneath my foot. Like, when I used to run or whatever from the military, I hurt under the bottom of my foot, and people be thinking that I'm drunk, but I'm not. And he was just telling me a bunch of crap. But I knew it was crap. But I kind of felt like I was being hard on him. Like, I kind of felt like that. I'm going to be honest with y'all. That's how I felt, like I was kind of being a little bit hard. I'm like, actually, I was rationalizing things. I was honestly rationalizing things. I was saying to myself, like, am I being like, is this a trauma response for me? Like, I was second guessing myself, and I know better, because I know I don't want to be with a drunk. I don't want to be with a drunk. I don't. I know that for sure, because I was married to one that whenever he drank, he would destroy the entire house. So I already know what I want and what I don't want. I already, and that's what I was thinking to myself. I started to rationalize my whys. And I started to think that, am I bringing one thing over into the next? Is it because he drank? Now I'm looking at everybody else that drank the same, And this is something that if you don't really go through your healing process and take your time to really heal, you'll get in the middle of positions like this where you're second guessing your own better judgment and you're taking on something else that has nothing to do with the other. And we got to learn how to treat an individual as an individual. If someone is showing you that behavior, believe them. Believe them. Don't fill in the blanks. Don't rationalize something because that was already inappropriate. But I was being rational. I was rationalizing his behavior. I was really, second guessing myself. And I remember I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and she said, how do I really feel? Because, you've dealt with that before. Do you want to deal with that again? And I remember telling her, no, I don't want to. But other than that, I didn't have any problems with him. I really didn't have any issues. But that was the thing that stood out the most to me. And I couldn't get past it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was uncomfortable about the situation. And I think it kind of started to blur my vision, because it's the one thing that I felt like I started to compromise. And I wanted to share that piece with you guys, because I feel like whenever we see the red flags right away and we start to make excuses, I feel like that's the start of us having blurry vision, and it starts to blur the lines with everything else. And then we don't see the other things because we immediately start to make excuses for them. And because that one was a fresh experience last year, February, ended it like March, April, right after my birthday, I ended things. Because of that experience, it made me see that I really was being rational about his behavior from the beginning. I was filling in the blanks and trying to not see it so bad, like empathize with him for what he went through and not see it so bad. And I don't know, I was disgusted. I honestly was I was not, I felt sorry for him. Honestly, I really did. And then here's the gaslighting part that got me, okay? When we were driving home that night, he was arguing, okay? Arguing about the whole situation, that he wasn't ready to leave us yet, and I left, and I ruined the night, and I made a mess of it, and he took me out for my birthday, and why did I want to leave, and the whole shebang. But then he said something that resonated with me. He was like, I'm not the type of man for you. You need to find you a man on your level, like a doctor or a lawyer, somebody like that that's on your level. That's a confession, y'all. That was a confession. A narcissist will confess to you and tell you they don't meet your standards. They're not on your level. But somehow we don't hear it the way how they said it. We hear it how we want to interpret it. And probably say to ourselves, like, nah, why are you thinking like that? Why would you say that? No, they're telling you to your face, they know they do not qualify to be with somebody like you, but you don't hear that. But that's them telling you right to your face. And when he said that, it stuck with me. And I said, that's a confession. But I still, let him finish talking. The night we were sitting there talking, and when we got to the house, he's sitting down across, next to me, and we're arguing or talking, better yet. It wasn't loud or anything. We were just talking. But what I was doing, I was listening to it as if the kids were home. My kids were not there, by the way. But I was listening to things and picturing, okay, if this is how he's dealing with a disagreement, he's not yelling, he's not carrying on, he's not screaming. He's just getting his point across, and he's talking about stuff and allowing me to speak as well, too. I even remember one time when he was talking, I went sideways. I turned my back to him like I was I was not interested, and I turned my back to him. And he was like, I'm talking to you. Just give me the respect to talk to me. And he was still talking with a low tone. I felt bad. I turned around and gave him my undivided attention. But we're still having the disagreement. And I think that's where he got me. Like right in the middle of that disagreement, it was the way how he handled things right there. That kind of got my attention to want to give him a second try because he wasn't arguing, he wasn't yelling. And I was thinking about it that if we were in a long-term relationship, should we have a disagreement, if this is how he handles a disagreement and the kids are in the house, the kids wouldn't hear us having a disagreement. And I thought that was good because I'd rather sit and talk with my partner than argue with them. So I kind of bought into that, y'all. I bought it. Okay. I bought it and I'm gonna own it because I did. That man gave me a kiss and walked outside. He was like, he said what he said, and he was like, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna just go outside and give you a moment to think about everything and just walk away, and gave me a kiss in the middle of an argument and walk outside. Y'all know that's the biggest love bombing foolery. Yeah, come on. That was love bombing to its finest, and it got my attention. Like, yep, it got my attention. So they're equipped, okay? They are equipped. They come in many different sizes, many different shapes, and they got their tricks up their sleeve, okay? Who would look at that and feel like something was wrong with that? Like, tell me. Tell me you would look at the fact that you guys are having a disagreement and nobody's yelling, nobody's screaming, but you're getting heated and they decided to give you a kiss and walk away and tell you, you just give you a moment to cool down and think about what you think. The distraction is real. The distraction is real. So he knows what he's doing, okay? So when y'all be thinking about these narcissists and wondering, do they know what they're doing? Yes, they do. They know full blown well what they're doing. I had to get him out of my house because that was the first time he came around me or whatever the case is, right? I think the story is going to be for another time. But regardless, when he came around me, he's studying what's going on in my household. He's studying everything that's going on around in the house, in the environment. He's studying. That man is watching everything that's in my house. When he came back the second time to visit, because it was a month later, then he came back to visit. I knew I had to get him up out of the house for sure. Like I knew that nah, I can't do this. This is not it. Because you know what? I wanted to give him like the 2 months or the 3 months to get him, to see what he's about. So I was not rushing anything. I was just getting to know him. I'm chill. I'm not sweating it. Everything, G, is strategically planned. They are structured. They know what they're doing. They're opportunists. They're good night, baby girl. Mommy loves you. Sorry, y'all. They're opportunists. They know exactly what they're doing. Everything is strategic. Everything is planned out. And you might be in it for the right reasons, but they got a plan, they got a structure, and they're sticking to that structure, okay? They're sticking to that plan. That man, I started feeling his energy, and then he was drinking. He was drinking around me, and I was like, yeah, this is really a thing. Because I was trying to believe myself, like, okay, let me see how he handled himself with drinking, because I knew the one that I was with, the narc that I was married to, is a malignant narcissist. That man would break everything in the house, destroy everything, break the TVs, break things in the house, okay? It was really bad. So I wanted to see how he handled himself when he drank, if he get drunk, if he start cussing, if he changes. Like, I really wanted to know some of these things so I could know how to handle myself, to know, like, what kind of decision am I making? But the fact that I didn't like drinking was already going against my better judgment. And I think I was using the fact that I know I could take a one drink if I wanted to. Like, I'm not, like I could take a one drink. So I was using me to judge him. Again, big mistake that we make all the time. We always look to see ourselves in them. We look to see, if it was us, this is what we would do. And we put them in that position to judge them. But you can't do that. You got to let them show you who they are. And when they show you who they are, believe them. Don't fill in the blanks. Don't try to make excuses. Don't try to do nothing else for them. I got to the point where I had to plan. I had to become strategic because I wanted to get rid of him in a way where it didn't look too obvious, But I realized that he was really a narcissist. One of the phrases that he would use that made me learn about him afterwards, I didn't know it when he made the statement because I didn't understand how covert narcissist operates. I was married to a malignant narcissist who never spoke like that. So when I was talking to this covert narcissist and getting to know him, one of the things that I've learned that covert narcissists normally say is this kind of praise thing that they do. So they'll do something to the effects like, I would have made the basketball team if I didn't get a knee injury. You know how, like, little things like that, if you pick up on these things, these are little cues to them. Oh, I was gonna get drafted for the NBA, but I'm the best basketball player. I'm one of the best. I'm one of the greatest basketball players. So if I didn't hurt my knee or something, I would have been in the NBA or something like that. They tend to do those things where they kind of praise themselves and then dumb it down just a little bit for you to buy into their facade and their show. I didn't care for none of those. Like, I don't even watch TV. So, okay. Yay, you. Go, you. So I didn't really care too much about stuff like that. But I'm going to tell y'all something that this man said to me that I had to cut ties immediately. He said, "You want to know how I know that you got money? Or you're sitting on some money?" Y'all, I didn't, you know how you're supposed to give a reaction like, what? What you talking about? Nope. No reaction, baby. None. I was like, yeah, what you mean? How? He was like, because of your plates. The type of plates that you eat out of, people from the trenches don't have plates like those. So y'all sitting there trying to build relationship with these gooseballs, okay? And they're studying and plotting to see how they're going to take you down, okay? This man told me that he knows that I'm sitting on some money or something. So you can't like nice things no more. You cannot want nice things. You cannot work hard for what you want. You cannot do that no more because now you're a target for vampires to come and attach themselves to you. Now you can't do nice things for yourself no more. You can't invest in stuff for yourself no more. You can't purchase nice things for yourself no more. Hey, now you're telling me because of the plates that I eat out of? I had my own house. I had my own things. I buy what I want. I work hard for what I want. What you mean people from the trenches don't have plates like these? And that was something that he will always do with a comparison to tell me that, oh, he's from the trenches. I don't know nothing about the trenches. And I'm not coming for nobody with no trenches stuff or whatever the case is, because it is what it is. Everybody's not used to everything, okay? And not because you came from the trenches means you got to stay in the trenches. You can improve and whatever. I don't know. I don't know these things. Like, okay, I don't know. And this is the thing that they'll do. And he would always make this comment to me, "Oh, you're bougie." Tell his sister and his aunts and his mom and everybody, "Oh, my girlfriend is bougie. Oh, she's bougie." Y'all, those are the cues. That's the cha-ching cue. Y'all can't miss that cue. That's the cue that they use to scope you out. But I was like, what you mean I'm bougie? I just like what I like. Like, what you mean? But that's them testing you out, checking you out, watching your pocket. They're telling you straight up that they're watching your pockets. Listen to them when they speak, y'all. They're giving themselves away right in front of you. But we don't hear these things. We hear what we want to hear. We don't hear when they're telling us these things. We hear what we want to hear. So I had to cook up a nice little scheme. I cooked up a scheme and drove back with him to his hometown, right? Nice little road trip, drove back with him to his hometown. And he went to the store next morning to buy some tissues because there was no more tissue in the bathroom. So he went the next morning to go buy some tissue. So when I saw him get up, he went by his TV. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Arizona juice in the bottle, the plastic bottle. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Well, it was the flavor of mucho mango or something like that, but it's in the Arizona plastic bottle. Okay. He had one of those bottles by his TV, and it was filled with coins in it. This man went to his TV and grabbed the bottle with the coins and picked it up and left out the house to go to the store. He didn't know that I saw him do that, right? But I just act like I was still asleep. I didn't pay no mind. And he took up the bottle and went to the store to go buy tissue. I immediately just timed it to, time him to kind of drive out a little bit. Immediately grabbed my stuff and went out the door. That was over the weekend. So I went there the Friday night and the Sunday morning, like late the Friday night. So I was there the whole day Saturday. And by the Sunday, I just grabbed my things and head out when he went to the store. But I didn't want it to look obvious because they're looking for a reason to pick an argument. Because he kept arguing with me that Saturday night when I went by him. He's asking me if I'm not going to move in with him, forcing me and pressuring me to uproot from my place and come and move in with him. To make matters even worse, y'all, he started to tell me that I need to let him know if I'm going to move in with him. And I'm just like, I'm trying to, because I already have my strategy, my little scheme going on how am I going to bounce out of here, right? So he's asking me and pressuring me, to move in with him. And I was just like, so how much time do I have? Like, when do I have until to make this decision and tell you? He said, you got until Monday. You got until Monday to let me know. So I was like, okay. He was like, yeah, because I need to go down to the office so I could put you on my voucher. And I'm like, voucher? What voucher you're talking about? What is this? So he's telling me that, I guess because in the military, when you get, you don't have no place to stay and they help you out to get somewhere. Now they give you a voucher. Now he's going to add me and my kids onto his voucher so he could get more to have a place for us to live. And I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. So I'll let you know. When do I have until to let you know? Yeah. I never shared this story, okay? Because it was just like, say what? What you talking about? Say who? So he told me I had until Monday to let him know so we could go down to the place, go meet with his, I guess, VA office or something like that to get my name and my kid's name added on to the voucher. Baby, okay. That morning, there was no tissue. He went with his coin jar to go pick up some tissue. Oh yeah, your girl scoot out. I was out. I was gone. I was going about my business. Okay? I was gone. To make matters even worse, when I was driving on the road, I drove past him coming the opposite direction. I held my head straight like I ain't seen nothing. It was so comical. I act like I didn't see nothing, okay? I drove right past. He started to call my phone. I didn't pick up. Then he sent a message talking about laugh out loud. I went and picked up 12 rolls of tissues at the store. And I'm thinking to myself, bro, you had a coin jar. You did not get that much money out of that coin jar to buy tissue. But you see that they don't have it. And that's the thing. We don't judge people for what they have. But if you come with an ulterior motive and you have an agenda, you have a strategy, how you going to take me out, what you going to do, I'm going to try to get you before you get me. Simple. And you're going to learn that you messed with the wrong one. Oh, yeah, you're going to learn real quick. Oh, he was mad. He was furious that I slipped away. You're right. That was like a real official ghost in a man. Like, yup. And I'm proud about it. I'm proud about it, okay? Yep. He went to the store, came back, I was gone. Gone with the wind, fabulous. I was out of there. I was gone. I'm going to text my phone talking about he went to the store to get tissue and stuff like that, and he got a whole of 9 rolls or something like that. In my head, I'm thinking about, motherfucker, take that thing and wipe your ass. Man, you better take that and wipe your right. I was like, wipe your. So nope, I was not trying to talk with him. He was calling my phone. I ain't paying him no mind. I'll wait until I got out of his state. Like I left, like that was like about 9 o'clock in the morning. At 12 o'clock, he's calling me, like asking me like, what's going on? Where did I go? And I was like, oh, I just went to the car shop to get the tire, the vehicle looked at. It wasn't a tire. It was just like something with the all-wheel drive. I was like, yeah, I remember they came on last night. Yeah, I went to go get that checked out. He was like, so what did they say? And I'm like, they said that I need to have them look at it. What exactly did they, like being more aggressive and forceful? Boy, bye. I was like, I'm getting this taken care of. I'll call you back and I'll let you know in a minute. He was mad. He was not having it. Came off the phone. I waited until I reached home about 7 o'clock. So that was now a road trip for me. Okay. I got home about 7 o'clock in that evening. And I told him, I was like, yeah, just call me when you finish with the road. Are you on the road still? He was like, yeah. I was like, call me when you get home. Acting like I was home. When he got to his house and called me, I told him, I was just like, oh, I'm home in my bed at my house. He was like, what? How did you leave? So like, you must have been speeding and da-da-da-da-da, or whatever. He was devastated that he didn't get his way. He was crushed that I got up and I left like that. Then he said something, which, yeah, I'm guilty of. He said, so wait, knowing the type of person that you are, you don't just do things like that. You normally plan things ahead of time. You're very strategic and you normally plan things ahead of time. So you've been planning this for a long time. Guilty. Guilty? Yep, that's me. So what did we even learn from this whole situation? Like, so much here to unpack. We can't even finish unpacking this whole thing tonight. We can't. We got to let Lolo come back on. We got to let Lolo come back on Saturday for us to even dive into this even a little bit more. But what do we even think about this whole situation? Like, there's some, of course, there's in between pieces and stuff like that, that of course, if I'm sharing a topic, I'll break it down, especially there was the money transaction part of things involved with, right? Where he was using the money as bait to get me in, to get a bigger lump sum. We definitely going to talk about that on another night or whatever. I didn't want to I kind of just glaze over everything, give you from start to finish. So you kind of, of course, there's some in-betweens that we could go into at a later time. I'm telling you, I appreciate that, Danielle, okay? You hear what he said, but that just goes to show you that they're studying you. That just goes to show you that they're watching you. Listen. Sorry about that, guys. That's how you know they're studying you. That's how you know that they're watching you. He said that knowing the type of person that I am, this didn't just happen overnight. I've been planning this for a while. But that's the thing. I gave him no clue that I was planning this. I gave him no tips, no sign. He said we were doing a road trip to his house or whatever. And I was excited. I went along with the road trip. But I had my own plans. And that was the best thing possible because I didn't want him to leave anything here and to take a flight. Because the day when he was supposed to leave on his flight to go back, he stayed. I was so pissed because I was just counting down the days and trying to be cool about it. Man, was I pissed when he didn't take his flight the day when he was supposed to leave, talking about, oh, I'm going to stay here and help you. Help me do what? You don't even got you broker than me. Like, you broke. How you gonna help me? But they know what they're doing. So I had to come up with another plan. Hey, we're gonna come to your place. We're gonna spend some time over there. Let's just go. Let's just go to your place, spend some time there. So that's what I had to do to get him to leave. So we went together on a trip to his place. This is where he packed all his things. It's in the car. Let's drive my car. And I wanted to make sure I had a vehicle to come back. I had a vehicle to move on my own terms. So yes, I was planning. Yes, I was plotting. Yes, it didn't start overnight. Yes, I do. Yes. So when I have coaching sessions, it's deeper than you think. Okay. It's way deeper than you think because it's not just on the surface level of what you're thinking. It's not. Because you got to understand who you're dealing with to understand how to not leave trace and crumbs behind. Don't leave no evidence of nothing. Don't give them nothing. You don't give them nothing. So let them come and study you. Let them come and be around you like they think they got everything figured out. You always got to stay a step ahead of them. You got to stay a step ahead of them. And because I study them so much, because I understand them so well, I know how to be a step ahead of them. I know how to cripple them. I know how to crutch, like make them crawl. I know how to do that. And I'm very proud about it too. So y'all could be mad if you want to. You could be mad if you want to. I don't care. I love seeing my empaths get victory over y'all. I love it. I love to see when my empaths are so victorious. Y'all are winning. Y'all are coming through strong. Y'all are standing up. Oh, I loves it. Okay, with the S, loves it. Cause y'all gonna survive. You gonna get over this thing, and you're gonna recover. Okay, for sure, you're gonna recover. They might get you down, but you're not gonna stay down. And sometimes you gotta stay down to get up strong. Sometimes you gotta stay down, catch your breath, gain strength before you try to stand back up. Okay. Just always remember that. You're not going to stay down forever. You're not going to be locked down or broken down in that position forever. It only lasts but so long. Got to stay ahead of them. The moment you realize that somebody's not genuine and sincere about you, I'm telling you, let their asses go. Okay? We grown. Let them go. Let them be gone. Yeah, he tried to call me, try to talk to me. So out of respect for his mom, I reached out to her and, I told her what was going on. And she was mad because he got two mamas, y'all. He got an auntie that raised him and a mama. And we know how that goes. That story's for another day, okay? But the mama, the auntie, which is the mama that raised him, I was talking to her on the phone. And she's, I'm an Aries, I'm not saying it's an Aries is a sign thing or anything like that. It's none of those things, right? But she's also of the same sign. So she said something to me because I told her, like, listen, this ain't gonna work. But she don't realize that she solidifies a lot of things for me. She confirmed a lot of things for me that I was quizzing and asking and assessing and listening to her responses that made me learn about him. So I was not just interviewing him or learning about him. I was listening to other people around him, how they speak, because they think they're selling him to me. They don't realize that I'm listening to what they're not saying. Better yet, yeah, I have to listen very carefully. And that's what I did. So she don't realize that she helped to make my decision move quickly to let me realize that this is not just him. It's a family thing. Okay, because the family will love bomb you, and that's a topic for another time too. Okay, the family will love bomb you because that's exactly what was happening in this situation. Or the family was love bombing the life out of me. Okay, but I'm not a fool, and I kept it going along. I went along with the show, just like I'm supposed to. Went along with the show, right along with it. And when I told her that this ain't gonna work, I can't deal with a drunk. I have no room in my life for a drunk. I'm a mom and I have 2 children. I have to think about those things. This ain't for me. This is not what I want. This is not what I want to deal with. And quite frankly, I'm okay. This is not going to work. She said, "Oh, you're putting him back to square one of where he came from." Sorry, I have an itch. Sorry. She was like, "Oh, you're putting him back into square one. It's like you just dumped him after all the hard work that he's put in to get himself back together. It's like you just put him back to square one." What I got to do with me? So I had to be with him. I don't have a choice in this. So you're telling me I did not have a choice to choose if I want to be. So I'm just supposed to meet him, get with him, and this is it? I don't know the man. I'm getting to know the man. So why would you think that it's more than what it is? I barely know the man 2 months. Like, this is going on 3 months. I barely know the man. What do you mean? Like, I don't know him. And based on the information that I've gathered, based on what I'm learning about him and being around you guys and seeing what y'all about, this is not what I want. I'm sorry if you're getting attached to me, I can't help it who I am, but not because I'm a good person and you're getting attached to me, mean I should choose somebody who's less than me or it's trying to manipulate me in so many ways and I see that this person is an opportunist, I don't care how much y'all like me. Y'all know him better than me. And talking to his birth mom, yeah, she let me know that it's best to find out now than later. What does that tell you, y'all? What does that tell you? She said, it's best that I find this out now than later. You think they don't know that they got a narc in the family? They all know. But they're in cahoots, wanting to make you feel like you're the crazy one. Yep. So when I said that to his mom, the auntie mom, that I was not going to do this, her response to me was, oh, you're an Aries. So you didn't just think about this tonight, like just now. You've been planning this for a long time because you're an Aries. So you knew you guys was not going to work a long time ago. You didn't just come up with this now. You've been know that y'all was not going to work. And she's right. And she's right. But not because I know don't mean I need to act out on my emotions right away. I can assess my decision and make sure that I'm making the right decision, because once I'm out, and there's no looking back. There's no going back. So even if you know that this is a no, you can give yourself a little bit more time if you want to make sure that you're, content with your decision. You accept it. Your no is no, and you move on. And sometimes some move-ons are harder than some. And breaking up with them, you break up with the family too. And you go no contact. The greatest thing for me is that I didn't need to block him, because the way how I left him was very embarrassing to him and his family. So he was already just embarrassed to talk about it. He tried to tell them that I went back to go to school. Yeah, that's how embarrassed he was, that he tried to cover it up on me going to school. He was ashamed to tell them that he just went to the store and came back and I was gone. He was too embarrassed to tell them that I just dipped on him. Oh, that's the thing. You came to play, baby. And you playing with the wrong one. Okay, go play with your mother. Pick one, because you got two. Pick one. I said what I said. You could send them this video too for them to watch it on replay. I don't give a shit. Excuse my French. But it is what it is, y'all, okay? It is what it is. Let me catch up on some of the comments up in here. Let me catch up, because y'all know, I was listening. Oh, wait, Daniel said I ghost the man. Listen, when you choose you first, that's what I'm saying, though. You don't have to got everything figured out. You don't have to be 100% healed to date again. You don't, because God will send you somebody who's ordained in your life to help you through your healing journey. And that person did not come in your life to play with you or to play about you, but you're going to see that by having that person in your life, they're improving your life. Your life is better. You're elevating. So you don't have to be afraid to date, and you don't have to be 100% healed. You don't have to be, because you're going to learn along the way. And that's just a part of the process, because love did not hurt you. Love did not hurt you. Love is free. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is gentle. Love is not boastful, and love is not envious. Love did not hurt you. The person pretending to love you hurt you, not love. So don't you ever stop loving. Don't you ever give up on love. Don't you ever think that love won't find you, okay? Because God will put the right person in your life that was meant to heal your broken wounds and help to mend you and bring you back into whole pieces. You hear me? You might think that you're broken, but that's what God wants, your brokenness. That's what he wants. Listen, you'll be surprised, okay? There's nothing impossible for him to do. So stop thinking that God is you. Stop limiting him to your box because you're limited. He's not limited. Remember that. So not because you're going through something don't mean that you cannot talk to people. That's how you're going to heal. That's a part of the healing process too. because you're going to learn how to set healthy boundaries. You're going to learn how to overcome things. You're going to learn how to deal with challenges when they come. If you run and shy away from stuff and hide away from things, then you'll never face them to know exactly how to deal with them when they come. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Face it. Deal with it. Deal with it. I sure enough ghost them. And I'll do it again. Sure enough, ghost him, and I'll do it again. Okay? I'll do it again. Big boss move. Okay? That's what we do, Danielle. That's exactly what we do. Daniel said I was answering so many of your questions, and I love, you know what? This is why I want to let you guys know that this is what our space is for. Okay? This is what our space is for. This is what it's for, to educate you, to teach you, to help you get better understanding, to learn how to navigate, because I know they drive fear in you. I was married to one that was driving fear in me for years. And it's not that I was afraid of him. He knew that I wanted the family more than anything else. I wanted my family. That was the one thing I wanted, was just my family. And because he knew that was my weakness, he used my weakness as a weapon against me in order to keep me bound under his demonic control. Okay? So I had to just say, F the family. I promise you I did. I said, F them kids, F you, and F this family. I don't want none of it. And I decided I'm going to choose me first and put me first. I didn't know what I said. I didn't know what I meant. But I knew I was sick and tired of being sick and tired of doing the same thing over and over. And I had to give up something. So they'll use the very thing that you love and you want the most as a weapon over you. And until you decide that that's no longer a weapon and you disarm them and destroy that weapon, you'll be all right. God will provide the family for you that you so desire. That was one of the things he was holding over with me for years. It would threaten my life all the time. So have a plan. I got to tell y'all how I divorced him. He's a lot of story time, okay? But y'all know I don't use names. I will never use their names. I mean, what for? It's useless. Learn the traits, okay? The traits cannot hide. Names is not going to help you. Gender is not going to help you, because this thing is not gender related, okay? It's not a man thing. It's not a sign thing. So take it out your head that it's a December thing. It's a January thing. It's a March thing. It's a July thing. Listen, it's none of those things. You got to understand that this is the type of demonic spirit that you're dealing with, okay? This is that Jezebel spirit that you're dealing with. That incubus, succubus spirit that you're dealing with, okay? That whenever you start dreaming about water and fishes and stuff like that, that's from the marine kingdom, where they're playing with your emotions and they tying you up in these marine kingdom and altars with your name on it. Listen, y'all know these are topics for later on coming in the show as we continue to grow together, okay? So best believe it. Don't let them, stop you from having a future, stop you from seeing things ahead. Don't let them stop it, okay? Get rid of them. That's all I could tell you. Get rid of them. Pray and try to break those covenants and bonds that you were in with them. Try to pray, try to break those covenants and break those bonds that you have with them. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. That's all I could tell you. But be strategic. Have a plan. Have an exit plan. Give it time and execute it. Have a plan. You're gonna need a plan. Yeah. That was my second plan. That was my second plan. I had to have a plan in order to exit and leave this unhealthy thing, because I saw what it was, and that's not it. That was definitely not it. So be careful of what you invite into your life, into your home, around your children, because that could be another devastating conversation, another devastating event that you walk into. So be very strategic. Take your time to get to know people. Don't be in such a rush to get to know them. And that's the thing about a narcissist. They have to move quickly. They have to move very swiftly. It might not look like it's fast, but they have to move very quickly to get you hooked in, because they can't keep up the facade and the show for too long. So they have to get you in pretty quickly so that this way you don't figure them out so quick. And they love bomb you and come with all of these things to distract you and get your attention. That's all it really is. So when he was being so nice in the beginning, if y'all remember the love bombing, right? So hey Valve, welcome in. Thank you so much. They don't want to give you no time to think. You cannot think about anything during that time. They have to love bomb you. So if you notice they're constantly on your phone line, they don't want to give you no time to breathe, breathing room. They want to occupy every moment, every time of your day. But that's the thing that they're doing. They're crossing your boundaries. They're pushing up against your boundaries. And the more you allow that, they realize that you lack boundaries and they keep pushing up and pressing up against your boundaries. But you have to say no. No. We'll go into that topic at some other time where we talk about setting healthy boundaries and how you communicate with the person, especially a new person in your life, your response time to them, how do you communicate, like little stuff like that is very important. Hey Monica, appreciate you coming in, sis. Nice to see you. Nice to really see you. I appreciate you popping in. Absolutely, you want to ensure that you're setting these healthy boundaries for yourself because they will test you. Everything is a test. And remember I said it earlier, all these tests that he was doing with me, all these little tests. And I felt sorry for him because I know better. But I didn't want to think that I was using something from my previous marriage into a relationship. Like, I felt like I was bringing over one thing into the other. And the reality is I didn't think I was. But sometimes when you have the wrong people talking to you, because I'm not going to listen, I take ownership for my decisions, for the things that I do. I'm going to own it. Okay. I'm going to sit in it and I'm going to own it. But I must be honest, though. If I am going to own it, I got to be honest. 2 of my girlfriends were telling me to give it a try. Okay. 2 of them. But there was one. She told me, she was at Nessa. You know better. You're not okay with something like that. She really was like, you're not okay with something like that. That's a deal breaker for you. And the other 2 friends was telling me that to give him a try, even though one of them, her dad was a drunk. And she knows this, that her dad was a drunk. So it's almost like people will push on their trauma onto you and you're believing it to be true and thinking that they got your best interests at heart. And maybe they do. Maybe they want to see the best for you. Maybe they want you to just not, be so quick to throw something away without giving it a try and seeing what it is. But me giving him a try is like I was co-signing with him to continue with this behavior and to show himself and to come up with a bigger scheme. Like, trust your own judgment. You're the one who's going to be interacting with them. You know what conversations you're having on the phone. You know what's being said. Trust your own judgment. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Don't let nobody convince you. Because I didn't want to say about the friends had anything to do with this because I really wanted to take ownership for it because I was, I was getting advice and I was talking to them and I was wavering and I wasn't sure and I was exactly. It didn't go over 3 months. Thank goodness for that because from day one, not day one, but day one of meeting him, and I already knew it was a no. I think I didn't want to just dump him like that, just like that right away, but I just knew it was a no. We'll go into that some more later at another time. Whoo. Of course, we are going to talk about this because I have to let y'all know exit plans, family love bombing. Listen, we going into it, okay? Because the family was sure love bombing me. So I'm going to talk about the family love bombing stuff, them paying extra money. I don't even want to touch on that. Okay. Listen, throw your questions in the chat. You guys know what time it is. It's that time to wrap up and get up on out of here. Got a couple more minutes with me. Let me make sure that I put up Monica's comment on here so you could be acknowledged. I want you to know you're part of the family. Guys, say hi to Monica. Welcome Monica into the family. We appreciate you for stopping by tonight. I hope you hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, girl, what you waiting for? So guys, you know what time it is. It's question time. Ask me any questions, even about what I just explained to y'all just now, what I told you guys about that story time love bombing, how it ended, right? If you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. If not, we're coming back for part 2 about love bombing, because we definitely want to talk a little bit more about stuff like this. So please come back Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss. I go live on Tuesday nights and Saturday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join the live, join the conversation, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell somebody, tell a pimp, a player, tell somebody to tell somebody that your favorite coach Nessa is on live talking about life beyond narcissism, because life does exist outside of these narcissistic 10-legged hyenas with a bow. Okay. That's what my girl Telsha would say. Like, y'all, this is family over here. Hi, Nicole. Welcome, sis. So great to see you. You just caught me at a time where we are wrapping up to get up on out of here. I know my bedtime is 8:30. Wink, wink. I won't let nobody know that I'm still up so late. I'm about to hop in the shower, get freshened up so I could get enough rest. And I'm sleeping in tomorrow. No gym. So I'm sleeping in tomorrow. And I definitely can't wait to see you guys on Saturday. If you guys have no questions or no comments for me tonight. Oh, oops. I moved too fast. Hold on a second. I think Monica has a concern. She says, healing emotionally and mentally after ending a love bombing narcissistic relationship. How to not care about them being caught. You want to know, how do you care about them after you caught them in the act? No, listen, you weren't here. If you missed the answer, I'll just answer it for you, because I was really doing story time, telling about my love bombing experience. So after you caught them, right? Like exposing who they are to others. Oh, that's a good one, Monica. That's a good one. And I could just imagine how you feel. Like you want to tell the world about them, how they are, the truth about them and stuff like that. But can I be honest with you though? They've already ruined your reputation, okay, so to speak. Just hear me out. They've already told people things about you, okay? They've already done a smear campaign and have tarnished your name, your reputation to your friends, to family, to your community, to places and things that you guys would normally do together. They've already told them that you're the bad person and you're this and you're the one who, everything that they did to you, they told everyone you did that to them. Just so you know the conversation. There's going to come a point in your healing journey where you don't care anymore. There's going to come a point in your healing journey where you understand that if the people believe, let them believe. The best revenge that you can take or do is to focus on your healing, your well-being, and getting your life back together. That's the best thing that you could possibly do, is focus on you. Because here's what's going to happen. The narcissist destroys every relationship that they get with. Okay? Every person that they're in a relationship with, they destroy these relationships. Okay? You're not the first. You won't be the last. Here's what the people that they keep telling the stories to are going to realize, and they know as well too. They do this to every relationship they get in. You're not the first. So you going to prove yourself to them is redundant, and it's a waste of your time. Okay. I hope you don't take it as me being rude. I'm not a rude person, but if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. Okay. There's no need to justify yourself. There's no need to seek anyone's approval, or you don't need to tell anyone your side of the story. You could be the villain in their story, and there's nothing wrong with that. What you're doing for yourself is that you're rebuilding yourself from the inside out, and you're gaining a level of strength that they're going to see you rising. They're going to see you growing. And just the sight that you didn't give up and you didn't try to run around and prove yourself to people that you're not who they say you are. You don't have to prove yourself to nobody. People already know you're not that. You don't have to go around trying to prove yourself to nobody. Be confident and secure in yourself to know that you made a poor decision to get with a narcissistic person. And you have to accept that, okay? That you made a poor decision to get with a narcissistic person. And by you making that decision, that means you lack boundaries. Your self-esteem was low. You accepted disrespect and abuse, whether it's verbal, physical, psychological, financially, whatever abuse, you accepted that because you were at a vulnerable stage in your life and you chose to love somebody more than how you love yourself. So because of that, accept the fact that you got with a narcissistic person that treated you poorly, that treated you less than. You beg for them to love you. You beg for them to respect you. You beg so much for them to just be nice to you and kind to you. And they refuse to do that and have you begging like a dog. So because you know that's how they treat you, your best focus is to start working on yourself. The best thing that you can do is focus on yourself. Think about the things that you want to do, you want to accomplish, and start making progress steps, heading in the right direction for these things. Because the level of control that a narcissist has on you, you have to start severing ties. You have to start breaking ties. You have to start breaking this covenant. You have to start breaking this relationship and dismantle and disarm this narcissist. So I'm telling you how to disarm the narcissist, okay? Start working on yourself. Start working on you. That's how you're going to get your life back together. It's no longer about the narcissist, because here's what we don't realize, right? When you're no longer with a narcissist and you're trying to prove things to them, sometimes you put up little things on your social media. You're trying to prove things to them. You're trying to show them that you're better off without them. You're doing good without them. They know that's fluff. They know you very well. They've seen you at your most vulnerable stage. They've seen you weak. They've seen you strong. They've seen all parts of you. They know that you're fronting. They know that's not real. They know that you're hurting and you're going through pain. They know you very well. You see when you stop flexing? You see when you stop showing them and giving them all that, oh, I could do better without you. I could do better by myself. Well, you see when you stop doing that? Oh, they know you're really healing. And that's when it hurts them. They know. When you stop flexing your muscles for them to see it, and now you're just doing stuff because of you, and you're not advertising nothing to the narcissist, they know you're really healing at that time. They know it's real. And that's when they're going to start reaching out. That's when they're going to start hoovering and trying to get back into your life, because they know you're really done with them and you're not about them anymore. They know they're still in your head. When you start going to prove things to people and you start going here to this to justify and stuff, they know they still got a control over you. So even though they're not in the relationship with you no more because y'all broke up, they still control you because you're still doing things to justify your actions. You're still doing it. Subconsciously, you're still doing it. And it's not because you intentionally want to do it. It just feels like it's a comeback. It just feels like it's a comeback. And I'm going to show you, oh, I'm going to go to school and I'm going to get this degree and I'm going to lose all this weight and I'm going to glow up and you're going to see. And after you accomplish all of that, guess what? you still feel like crap because you were doing it to prove to them that you could do it. You didn't do it for yourself. So the gratification is not there like you thought it would. Now you accomplished this and what? Still didn't heal. You still didn't heal the hurt, the pain. You still didn't accept. Because that's one of the first things you want to do in healing is acceptance. I would tell my clients this all the time. Sit in the pain, please. Don't be in such a rush to get over the pain. Sit in the pain, please. If it hurts, make it hurt. Sit in it. Don't be in such a rush to get through it. No. Because that's how you're going to build up strength in that department and you're going to heal yourself. You're going to get better at this. Don't be in such a rush to heal. They know they still control you. They know they still control you, even though they're not in a relationship with you no more still. Because they watch you. They studying you on social media. And they see how you're doing things to impress them and flexing and showing off and stuff. And they know it's a fluff. They know you better than you think. They know you better than you think, Danielle. So if you catch them and you think that you want to go expose them now, like that, they're scared of being exposed. So if you want to expose them, that's entirely up to you. But they're scared of being exposed. Okay, that's their torture. That's like the vampire and blood and whatever. Like, it's a vampire and the blood. I forgot which one of these things. But y'all know what I mean, right? They're afraid of the exposure. They don't want nobody to know that they're these monsters that's hiding behind the scenes. They don't want people to know their true self. That's why they have to paint a picture and tarnish your reputation, because they know that the relationship is going to end. It's going to go south, and they already been putting the blame on you. So when you think they're telling, and you'll notice people start giving you the funny eyes when y'all are together because they're looking at you like you're destroying this person. It's just because of what they've been telling people. That's why people treat you the way they do. It will all make sense. But focus on your healing. Don't focus solely on, trying to expose them. And because I don't talk about the name of the narcissist that I was with. I don't give names. I don't disclose any of that. And over time, the people around you will watch how you're elevating, how you're growing, how you're progressing. And they'll see that the damage was not you. They'll see it. But you going to try to prove something to somebody, I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't. I mean, in the moment, it's going to feel good. But then what did it do for you, really? Like, what did it really do for you? You're not getting anything beneficial out of that to make your life better. Grieve, you got to grieve the loss of that relationship, you got to grieve it like an actual person that you lost. You have to grieve the relationship. Don't be afraid to grieve it. Go through your grieving period and grieve the fact that you lost a relationship that you thought was. You lost something that you really wanted, and it's no longer. So you have to acknowledge the fact that it's no longer and grieve that, because you've lost a relationship. That's your time. That's your energy. That's your commitment. That's half of your person, your bodily fluid, when I think about those things, oh my God, yeah. When you really get to know that you were with a monster, you don't miss them anymore. You're actually embarrassed to even talk about them. Like, I was with that. Ooh, excuse me. I thought I was the best thing since sliced bread. Whoa, what was I thinking? Ooh. Hey. So yeah, your focus should really be on elevating yourself, bettering yourself, being the best version of yourself. And that's what's going to help you to attract your partner. Because you needed to be with the narcissist. You needed to go through the narcissistic relationship. You needed that exposure. You needed that experience. That's helping you to be better. That's helping you to be stronger. That's strengthening you, because something else greater is there to come. But if you didn't go through this, then you're not going to be prepared for what's to come or appreciate it when it comes. So I hope I was able to answer your question. Hopefully. Let me know if I gave you some insights, some tips, some pointers, something, anything. Let me know. Focus on your healing. Absolutely. Yeah. Be on, yeah. You're most welcome. And that's what I do here. Okay. At the end of sometimes story time. Sometimes I'm probably just gonna come on and let y'all just ask me questions and we start off from the top questions the whole night. And I don't do no story or nothing, right? You appreciate my transparency. It does suck. It does. And accept that. Like accept it. Accept it. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let me see. I meant to click on Daniel's. No, Daniel. No, sis. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, sis. No. Mm-mm. You heard it. Don't prove nothing. They already know. You're not his first woman. You're not. He's done this before. You're not his first. Okay? They know them very well. Remember, the family knows them more than you. The family been with them since they were babies. Okay? The family knows them more than you. And we all have traits since we were babies, since we were kids. We all have them. So you know who they are. Sometimes the families just want you to come and take them off their hands, hoping that you would change them. They really are hopeful for that. So they'll love bomb you too. And like I said, that's going to be a topic for another time when the family love bombs you. When you see that topic, come in running, because we're going to be talking about it. Okay? We're going to be talking about it. Please come back. Please come back. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with someone. Please, guys. I appreciate every love because the more you watch these videos, the more you support it, the more it's going to go out in the algorithm and go out to more people so that more people go watch it and we could get a bigger family member. We could expand our family member and grow our room, right? So be able to talk to a lot more people. But I'm okay with our intimacy. I'm okay with us talking, but I want y'all to share it out to people so, you could get more people healed. And especially healed in a good way. Because I know a lot of times there's different people. I won't say coaches because it's not just coaches, but a lot of people will tell y'all to, get revenge and do this and do that and get them back and yada, yada, yada. For what? For what? For you lacking boundaries? I'm just saying. For what? Because you allow somebody to disrespect you and you didn't put a stop to it? Tell me, for what? Or you allow them to call you out your name, to put their hands on you, to disrespect you, to belittle you, to dog you out? You accepted those behavior because every time when you forgive them, you're telling them, I like this, I want more. Because they don't stop. They don't change. They only get worse. And they do it a little bit more. They come back stronger every time. So it's like, if you don't know what disrespect look like, then you'll continue to accept it. So by you staying is you saying, I'm okay with this. When you ask somebody, when you tell somebody, babe, booby, big head, knucklehead, whatever you call them, when you do this is how it makes me feel. Can you stop this behavior? I don't like this. Sounds simple enough to me. Sounds simple enough to me. That's when they do it harder. They study you. Excuse me. They study you to see the things that bothers you, the things that you don't like. They study you for those very reasons so that they could do these things to get under your skin. The very things you tell them that you don't like, that's exactly what they're going to do to get under your skin so that they can hurt you. If you realize that somebody's playing and pushing up against your boundaries like that and playing with you and testing you, man, that's an easy cutoff for me. I don't even want to know nothing more about you because if you feel the need to play with me like a toy and you don't have that level of respect for me, like, I don't want to lose this woman or I don't want to lose this man. That's a good man right here. Why would I think to play with this man? That's a good man. Why would I think to play with this woman? This is a good woman. So if you're with somebody who's playing with you like that, they could find them something else soft to go play with. Go find you something to play with. Man, go find you something to play with because it ain't me. Go find you something to play with because you You into kitty toys and stuff like that, and I'm too grown for that foolery. So go get you something good to play with. Go get you something to play with, because it ain't me. It ain't me. I'm not with it. Yes. That's what you're gonna get. You keep hanging out with me, you're gonna get the truth. You're gonna get it raw, and you're gonna get it in a loving way, as you could possibly see already, right? Very raw, very truthful. That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get that from me. And that's the only way I know how to operate, is to just be straightforward, upfront, direct. I don't know how else to be. Sometimes I hold back from saying things because I don't want to hurt your feelings. But in reality, I didn't came on here to protect your feelings. I want to be honest with you, because, talking with your friends and family, they're going to protect your feelings. They're going to protect your feelings. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. They are. But I'm going to give you the reality of things, because I understand narcissism. Okay. I understand narcissism, so I could give you the real of it. I won't be so sparing with your feelings. I'll respect you, though. I will. That much you already know. But I got to keep it real with you. How are you going to heal if I'm lying to you? How are you really going to heal and get better? So let's work through this together. I cannot wait to see you guys Saturday night. Yay, we come back Saturday night, y'all. We come back Saturday night. Oh, I'm so happy. So you didn't miss me last week Saturday night, okay? Because I did Friday night instead. One of my friends took me out. Oh my God, I had such an amazing time. Shout out, friend, if you're still here, if you're here at all, shout out. Thank you so much. Like, y'all, your girl is homebody. She don't go nowhere. She don't really, well, I do a lot of things. I like to travel, but whatever. But my friend took me out, and I had such an amazing time. It was just so, I got to be dressed up, looking all dolled up and cute. Okay. So I got a chance to go out and have a really good time. So yeah, guys, just start learning how to take care of yourself so you can live your best life and do things for you. Start living for you now. Start living for you. You put everybody in front of you all this time. Put you first and see what that feels like. It might feel selfish. It might feel uncomfortable, but give it a try. You might like it. You might like it. You might like it. Give it a try. It's a lot of mind games. And once we're able to spot them and recognize them, we can overcome them. Yeah. It always start with small stuff, and then they increase them. So as you continue to join the live, when we come on live and have these conversations, you guys will learn a lot more, and also find your community, find your tribe with other people like yourself who are going through stuff, so you could feel comfortable to be around other people who have gone through similar experience, and you realize that you're in a no judgmental zone, because sometimes your family members and your friends don't understand the narcissistic, manipulative part of things. And they're probably telling you to leave, just to leave. But it's not so easy just to leave. You have to be strategic, and you have to prepare yourself mentally for this, because you have to mentally start leaving before you're able to physically leave. And even when you get out of it, you still have to mentally detox yourself before you physically detox yourself, spiritually, emotionally. There's so many moving parts to this thing, that having these conversations with your friends and family, they're there because they care about you. But sometimes you don't really have that sisterly support, or or cousin or stuff. I don't think I'm ready for auntie yet. I don't think I'm ready for auntie. Like, I'm not there yet. Okay, I don't think so. But like sis, a big sis, yeah, I'll be a big sis. I don't mind being a big sis or a little sis, because some of y'all might be older than me, but we family. I'm so happy you did too, Monica, because love and support here, baby girl. It's love and support. Y'all, let's drop some hearts in the comment as we run up out of here tonight. Let me be the first. If you guys haven't already, please go ahead and hit the like button on the screen. Yeah, I think I'm ready for water. Why am I trying to click on this live? Y'all, it's not allowing me to click on the live on my phone. I don't know what happened, but I found the iPad and I'm about to put some hearts in the chats to tell y'all good night. Have an amazing night. Thank you, my love, for being here. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Danielle. Thanks, Monica. Spence, if you're still here, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And I know Alicia couldn't be here. She had reached out to me, let me know that she wasn't going to be able to make it tonight. So Alicia, big shout out to you. You always come through and support your girl. And not because you're not here tonight, that don't mean I can't send you some love in the spirit, my love. Have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so much. Let me see if I can come a little bit closer. Ooh. Let me see if I can come a little bit closer, send you some hearts. Oh, yes. My little heart hands, y'all. All right, that was great. Thank you guys so much. Good night, y'all. Love y'all so much. Saturday night, please do not hesitate to come up in here. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday night. Can't wait to see you guys then. Have a good night, y'all.